Sets minds alight. Skill with academy. Where leaders are born. Embrace the tempo. Let your dreams take storm. Rise up, leaders. Let the beat guide your way. Unlock your potential.
Hi everybody, thank you all for joining. Thank you everybody. We'll pick up in the next 2 minutes. Thank you everybody. Let's go. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. Thank you everybody. All right, as always, if you don't mind, jam a like button real quick. Let's see what's going on. All right, what part of the world are we logging in from? Let's see. Dallas, Texas in the house. Let's go. What part of the world are we logging in from? Let's go. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. Real quick, if you don't mind, what part of the world are we logging in from? Dallas, Texas in the house. Let's see. Where are you logging in from? Let's see what part of the world you're logging in from. Thank you everybody for joining. We'll be out of here in the next 26, 28 minutes. It's a 30-minute session, just a question and answer. Quite a number of you wanted to know a little bit about series, and you've asked me a lot of questions. So I said, okay, why don't we just do a quick event to do Q&A real quick. All right, let's go. Okay, all right, let's see. If you don't mind, go ahead and type. What part of the world are you logging in from? All right, we can see you all. Where are you logging in from? Let's see. Okay. Where are we logging in from? Dallas, Texas in the house. Hey, Barnett UK in the house. Thank you for joining. Okay, and feel free to ask all your questions also, and anything you want to know a little bit about around series, we're happy to showcase and let you know more around it. But let's get started so that we can quickly get to the meat of it, the question and answer real quick. And one of the things about at the moment right now, we can all agree, I think across the globe, there's that fear everywhere in the world around employment. We in North America, there's the current concern around political economy issues, tariff issues. But in the midst of it all, we want to make sure we can leverage ourselves to maximize every opportunity out there. One of the ways is definitely by encouraging some of us to also position ourselves to get some professional certification. So, and that's how we got here. Okay, let's see if we can explore some of those certifications. One of them is CRISC. CRISC is a certification by ISACA. And at the moment, if you guys are following the news, breaches are happening every day. Cyber risk is a big deal. We're talking of potential loss of $4.5 trillion annually. It's a big deal. For most organizations, it's a strategic move to protect your critical assets. Very important for nation state, for corporation, NGOs, schools. Everybody is vested in making sure we can protect our digital assets right now. So it's a big deal all over the world right now. And it's one of those global certifications, credentials that are big out there today. It's globally recognized. I personally like it a lot. For one, the body that is hosting it is a big one, ISACA. The second reason is among all the GRC certification I've seen out there, it has the widest reach so far. So that simply means I've seen a lot of organizations ask for CRISC. And if you go to Indeed.com, for example, you can pull the different jobs that have for CRISC. So it's quite more than all the other ones I've seen out there. So that's one of our thinking. Of course, for most of us that are certified in that space, the salary increment has been also equally competitive. We've seen it as high as, yes, for the 200 upwards will be top leadership role, right? But for most people within 120 to 145 range, it's not unusual. If you have a series, people use it to leverage that kind of amount a lot of times. Yes, depending on the organization, I get it. But if you have some measure of experience with your series, you can leverage because it's a globally recognized certification. some careers out there, GRC analysts, CISO roles, risk managers, anything risk, it's a big deal out there for people that have this credential, which is really, really good at the end of the day. The real impact, it makes you different in terms of the market differentiators out there, gives you leverage, and it's not a lot of people that have the certification worldwide. So it just gives you that leverage big time as we begin to explore different opportunities out there. Okay. Um, and with serious knowledge, the whole idea is that you've shown yourself to be someone that has risk intelligence in general. You understand the core areas of controls in general. And now with different emerging trends out there, we can agree like AI, cloud security, data privacy, augmented reality, blockchain technology, digital transformation initiative, a lot of things happening where the skill of being a risk person is very important. As we implement all those new solutions, yes, AI is everywhere, I get it, but we have to think around privacy around it, security around it, right? Oversight around it, ethics around it. So it's a big deal globally that people are talking about in terms of the ethic, the oversight, the security, elimination of bias. So we're talking of risk end to end in general. So our knowledge and skill just makes you stand out. Now, for the program we're talking about, it's a prep exam, prep, class to prepare towards a serious exam. What that simply means is that you're going to do a lot of past questions, a lot of past questions in the process, and that's the whole idea about it. You have to practice. It's not going to be like a conventional class or training. It's going to be focused on a lot of past questions you're going to be working on. Those past questions will give you the confidence and you know, the comfort to go write the exam because within the 5 weeks of the program, you would have done a lot of past questions that in a week from the exam, the expectation is go write the exam. You know, week one, the topic you take immediately we jump in, you know, overview of terms, governance. That same day, you're going to do practice past questions. The next day would be a lot of volume of past question practice to a point that I hope you start thinking and dreaming of those questions because you know the answer already. Because so when you see the pattern and the flow of the questions in real life, you already know what to choose and select. And again, the only sole goal of the program is to pass. That's it. That's the goal, to pass the exam. So that means it's not going to be your conventional style of preparing for an exam. It's going to be really, really dedicated towards past questions a lot. Day one, for every topic, we take the topic to give you that foundation knowledge. Then we jump into past question that same day. Then day two, strictly past question. That's going to be a lot of back and forth in the program as a whole. Next step, um, invest in yourself, register for the program, and this is the schedule, the timeline. Saturdays and Sundays would be the class. Wednesdays will be your session as a team where you do past questions. That's really what's going to be. So Saturday will be the class. Sundays would be past question. Wednesday will be past question for you within your. So you can imagine already, it's just a lot of times. You're going to touch past questions about 10 times. I mean, it's almost really, you must try too hard to fail if you practice the past question the way we kind of structure it. It's a lot of past question and just go pass the exam. The goal is before the end of the year, go write it, go and pass because you would have done too many past questions that it's almost literally impossible to fail it. All right. So that's the goal for us. The program so far, the material we've used, it's got 97% pass rate. So we are pretty confident about the opportunity for us to scale and pass. We are not of the illusion anything is automatic, but we want you to make sure do a lot of past questions. Before we tell you to go write an exam, you would have started scoring over 85 to 90%. Then we feel, okay, that's fair enough, go write the exam. So, but that's the gist of it in general. And for those of us that are registering before the kickoff, you can use a coupon code GRC Alumni 100 to get $100 off the program. And yeah, let me pause if you have questions. And to register real quick, it's straightforward. Just go to Just go to our website, academy.skillwit, and the information is there. And I can show you real quick just to see what that looks like. And but it's pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. You go to academy.skillwit.com. Then this is the class here, series here. You can see the class here. That's the class here. You can go ahead and select the class. And a lot of you ask the question, yeah, do you have payment plan option? The answer is yes. And all you need to do is to click on the drop down here, and you can always select the option of once or twice here. Now, once you do that, remember to use the coupon code. And this is the section you can just put the code. I think it's GRC alumni, GRC alumni 100, I believe, for example. You click on the apply, and you can see it knocks off the $100 for you there. So, but that's what it is. Let me pause if you have questions so far, and happy to um, to listen to your questions. Let's go. Let's see. All right, photo Texas in the house. Okay, somebody said by November. What's the prerequisite? Okay, so I like that. So most of those exams, if you go to ISACA site, they would tell you some of the prerequisites in general. But most of us, we can always showcase every role. Most of the time, I've seen has some element of risk in their function or compliance. So most times you can showcase that as your experience and send it to ISACA. Anybody can write the exam. Of course, to get your certification, you have to show that, okay, this is what I've done in the past. Now, some of you might be going to school for, risk, cyber, whatever it is. You can put that as part of your experience. If you've had previous experience also, you can showcase it and get reference to get the certification. Is ISACA changing the exam curriculum? To my knowledge, at the moment, I have not heard about a change in the curriculum, but our materials are still very relevant. So, I've not heard about a change in curriculum, but it's a risk certification, so I don't think it would be um, a lot of changes, to be honest. Okay, somebody asks by November, yeah, we will be done. Okay, November is for the GRC class. For most of us, we have the GRC class that kicks off November 1st, but the series starts this Saturday. Somebody said, are the questions real world application like CISA and CISSP? So most of the questions would be, in some cases, you would see scenario questions, right? But at the end of the day, the practice we are going to do would give you that comfort level to answer the questions, really. So they might be scenario based in some cases, but there will be things you can address based on the knowledge you would have. Because step one for us, we teach you the baseline foundation skill and knowledge. Step two, we start practicing. So you're not drawing from emptiness. You're not just dealing with past question. So it has 4 key domain areas in general for the, for C-risk in general. The first domain piece of the C-risk element, we have the governance. Then we have the IT risk assessment. We have the risk response and reporting. And we have information technology and security. The one that has the highest score is the risk response and reporting, 32%, followed by governance that has 26%. Then we have information technology and security, 22% of the questions. Then we have the IT risk assessment, 20%. So that's the way it's kind of structured at the moment, right, in general. And if you go to ISACA website, let me show you guys what that looks like so you can have an idea of the way the domain has been broken in general. Let me show you guys real quick. And feel free to ask more questions. Let me share my screen. So if you all go to the ISACA website, you can see the key areas here. Domain 1, governance. So under governance, it has some elements. Domain 2, IT risk assessment. Domain 3, risk response and reporting. Domain 4, information technology and security, right? So, but that's really the breakdown. So every one of these has its own components and areas you focus on. So you can see here, for example, IT risk assessment. Every one of these we're going to cover, right? These are things we're going to cover. For domain 1, all of this, culture, roles, responsibility, policy and standard, risk profile. Every one of these we're going to cover in the program too. So at the end of the day, as long as we map to the curriculum they are looking for, we should be fine. And that's what we've done really. So everything here is there are things that Isaka wants that we are teaching you, and you would be fine in terms of preparing for the exam. All right, let's another question. Shion, I think I addressed that question. You said, are the questions real world application like CISA and CISSP? There will be some questions that would be real world scenarios, and those are things we'll cover and talk about also. So most of the time, even with ISACA or CISSP, they'll give you some scenarios, but again, you need to understand the format of answering the question at the end of the day. Because this is not going to be like your cookie cutter kind of scenario where it will just be cut and dry. Sometimes your foundation of knowing the domain area and seeing similar pattern of questions they've asked before gives you better foundation in general. All right, let's take one more question. Any other question? Any other question? Feel free to go ahead and ask. And I know most of you have asked me that, okay, is this a good certification? I think it's a good one out there, definitely. I highly recommend it. Okay, somebody said, would you give us manual to read? So you're going to have, I'm not going to share with you another person's proprietary information, right? But we have our own documents we'll provide to you to use for the exam. Remember again, the key is the past question papers, right? That's the core. Just let's get the past questions. But everything they will teach you in the manual are things I'll teach you also. So really it's, but I can't share their manual with you. Now you can, if you get it from other sources, that's fine, but I cannot as a business share somebody else's material, right? But we'll give you materials. Absolutely. There's a lot of tons of materials. And we use a large learning management system, right? So you would have access to really top quality materials that I think you'll be fine. That's the way I look at it, So I think you'll be fine. All right. Any other question? More questions. Let me see if I can show you guys the similar materials that we would give to you. I'll share it real quick so you can have an idea of what the materials look like for us. And it's a lot of automation. You'll be able to share and do past questions, quizzes. So it's going to be fun stuff. Let me show you guys what that will look like outside of you have a learning management system we use. So let me share my screen to show you guys real quick. But don't worry about the materials. I think what we have is good enough for. So for each of the classes we have. So just an example, you would have so for week 1, for example, we have core foundation topics. We'll go through each one of those domain areas. We'll cover everything that is typically needed. Then after each one of them, you guys would have past questions. You can quizzes that are there. The next day, we have a couple of live quizzes that you guys would work on. So we have this link here. We have Kahoots you would work on. So it's quite a lot of exciting stuff, really. So you would have access to a large language model, our learning management system. So you should be good. All right, let's take one more question and I'll let you continue your day. Any other question? Thank you, Sean. Good one there. Any other question? All right, if there's no question, thank you, everybody. I look forward to this. Invite others and please like the page. Let's just make it special. Why not get a certification before the end of the year? And let's maximize life. Thank you, everybody. And the GRC class is kicking off November 1st. Yeah, that's the timeline for that. And we'll talk soon, everybody. Take care. Bye.
floor to the boardroom. Let your light shine, shine. Skill Lead Academy, it's your time. Oh, 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 Feel the drums pulsating, the energy so strong. Join the movement where dreams